You've lost before. Not once, not twice. You've tried something and it didn't work. You tried again and it still didn't work. And somewhere along the way, the people around you stopped asking how it was going. Not because they forgot, because they already knew the answer and you felt it. That silence when you walk into a room. The way someone changes the subject when your plans come up. The face of a person who cares about you but doesn't believe you anymore. That's a specific kind of pain. It doesn't announce itself, it just sits there, quiet, heavy, permanent. And yet, here you are, still watching, still searching for something. That tells me everything I need to know about you, and it's the reason this video exists. Stay with me. Let's talk about what losing again actually feels like. Not the moment it happens, that part is sharp, clean, almost manageable. It's everything after. It's waking up the next morning and remembering. It's the version of yourself that had a plan and having to face that person in the mirror knowing the plan failed. It's the specific weight of, I thought this time would be different. And the worst part? It's not the failure itself. It's what the failure starts to tell you about yourself. Because after the first loss, you can still say, bad timing. After the second, I'll learn from this. After the third, the fourth, the fifth, the story changes. And the new story is darker. Maybe I'm just not built for this. Maybe the people who wrote me off were right. Maybe trying again would just be another embarrassing chapter in a story that was never going to work. That voice, that specific, quiet, devastating voice is not your enemy. It is the result of a brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, protecting you from another loss by convincing you not to try again. Your brain learned, effort leads to pain. So it built a system to prevent effort, and it used the most powerful tool available to it, your own voice, telling you in your own words, in your own tone, in the privacy of your own mind, that you are not enough. That is not weakness, that is biology, and biology can be understood, and what can be understood can be changed. Here is what nobody tells you about losing repeatedly. It is the most expensive form of education on the planet, and you've been paying the tuition. Every failure is data, not metaphorically, literally. Each time something didn't work, your brain recorded exactly what conditions were present, what decisions were made, what assumptions were wrong. That information is stored. It is yours. And no one who has never tried can access it. Here is what the people who eventually break through have in common. And it is not talent, and it is not luck, and it is not better timing. It is this. They reframed what losing meant before it broke them. They did not pretend the loss wasn't real. They did not paste a quote over it and call it a mindset shift. They looked at the loss directly, and they changed the question. Not, what does this say about me? But, what does this teach me? One question spirals down, the other spirals up. Same loss, different trajectory. And the people watching you lose, the ones who've gone quiet, the ones who've stopped asking, they are not seeing what you think they're seeing. They're seeing someone who hasn't quit. They don't have a word for that because quitting is familiar. What you're doing is not. What you're doing is rare. And rare things by definition are not understood until they arrive. Let me tell you something about the people you most admire. Not the version of them that exists now, after the book deal, after the business worked, after the story was cleaned up and made presentable. The version before that. Michael Jordan, cut from his high school varsity team. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers before one said yes. Colonel Sanders, turned down over 1,000 times before a single restaurant agreed to carry his recipe. Steve Jobs, fired from the company he founded. I am not telling you these stories because they're inspiring. I'm telling you because of the people in their lives at the lowest point. The ones who went quiet. The ones who changed the subject. The ones who, with the best intentions in the world, stopped believing. Those people were not wrong to be skeptical. From the outside, the evidence supported giving up. What they couldn't see, what no one on the outside ever can see, was the thing happening on the inside. The thing that doesn't show up in results, the recalibration, the quiet, unglamorous, invisible process of a person understanding something new about what they were doing and why it hadn't worked. That process does not look like winning. It looks like losing, until suddenly it doesn't. The gap between looks like losing and can't be ignored, that is where you are right now. Not at the end, in the gap. This one will feel strange at first, but stay with it. When someone believes in you, there is a hidden cost. Their belief creates an obligation. You are now quietly performing for them. Every decision has a silent audience. Every setback is filtered through, what will they think? Every attempt is partially for them. And that split focus, that fraction of your energy spent managing their perception, costs more than you realize. Now, they stopped believing. The The audience is gone. There is no one to perform for, no one to disappoint, no one's expectations to navigate, just you and the work and the silence. Do you know what that silence is? Freedom. The most dangerous kind because it has no structure and no applause, but also the most powerful kind because nothing moves faster than a person who has stopped caring about the audience and started caring only about the outcome. This is what historians and psychologists call the obscurity advantage. When expectations drop to zero, the pressure to perform drops with them. And in the absence of performance pressure, for the first time, you can actually build. Not for them, for you. And things built for yourself, in silence, without an audience, tend to be built correctly, because there is no shortcut taken to impress someone. There is only what actually works. Steel is not made in comfort. It is made under pressure and heat, shaped by force, tested by conditions that would destroy softer things. And when it emerges, it is not the same material that entered the process. It is something categorically different. You have been in that process, not by choice. Nobody chooses repeated failure, but the process has been happening regardless. Every loss stripped away one more false assumption. Every reset revealed one more thing that wasn't as solid as you thought. Every person who stopped believing removed one more voice that wasn't yours. And what remains after the losses, after the silence, after the long seasons when nothing moved, is the actual you. Not the performance, not the version constructed to meet expectations. The one who, after everything, is still here, still searching, still watching videos at whatever hour this is for you. That person is not weak. That person has been in the process longer than almost anyone around them. And processes end, not on a schedule, not when it's convenient, not when anyone expects them to, but they end. And when yours does, and it will, the people who went quiet will not be able to explain what they're seeing, because they never saw the forge. They only see the steel. I want to ask you something, and I want you to answer it honestly, not for me, in your head right now. What is the one thing you have not given up on, even though every reasonable person in your life has suggested you should? Don't justify it. Don't explain it. Just notice that it still exists inside you. That thing, the fact that it's still there after everything, is not stubbornness. It is signal. The clearest signal you have that this is not finished. If this video found you at the right moment, if something in what was said here landed somewhere real, share it. Not on your feed, not publicly if you don't want to. Send it to one person. The person you know who is in the forge right now. The one who has lost enough times that the people around them have gone quiet. They may not respond immediately, but they will watch it, and they will feel less alone. And sometimes that is the only thing standing between someone and giving up entirely. If you want more of this, a channel that doesn't perform optimism at you, but tells you the truth about what this process actually looks like, subscribe. This channel is built for the ones being forged. I'll see you in the next one. Now, if you're still watching, there's something else you need to hear, because understanding that you're in the forge is one thing. Knowing what to do while you're inside it is something else entirely. The next video answers a specific question. What do you actually do on the days when you have nothing left? No motivation, no belief, no evidence that anything is working. What do you do on that day? Not a theory, not a quote, a specific answer. It's called, you are not behind. You are building in silence. Watch it next. It is the practical half of everything we just talked about.